Rightio, would you believe I've just hiked in through all that crap to get into a remote stretch of creek here. Now, I'm fishing with the striped tiger nymph. I've actually got it rigged up, probably upside down. I don't know whether there's a right way and a wrong way, but it's got these reflective gold flakes on one side and it's jet black on the other. Because the water in this stream here is going to be so clear, I'm putting the gold flakes underneath so that it's not too shiny. I want it to be just shiny enough to reflect a little bit of light. But anyway, it doesn't really matter either way. That's just the theory that I'm working on. A lot of you will have noticed that I use these striped tiger nymphs a lot, and that's because I love them. Yes, I am sponsored by Striped Tiger. They're a sponsor of mine and they've supported me for a number of years now. But they've got a whole lot of different products on the market, some better than others, some are fantastic, some are okay. The Striped Tiger nymph is just absolutely deadly, and that's why I use it so often. Now when I'm fly fishing in these streams, I will often use a great big dry fly, usually I use a royal stimulator, and suspend a little black nymph underneath, because the trout will hit the nymph most of the year, whereas they'll only hit the stimulator or the dry fly at certain times of the year. But the nymph is always in with a chance. Now, if I pick up any of the rocks along the creek there that are under the water, if I pick them up and look underneath, turn them upside down, I will see all types of little invertebrates and nymphs and stuff underneath them, just waiting until conditions are right so that they can come to the surface, grow wings and fly away, and that's called emerging. But the point that I'm making is that these streams are littered with nymphs. Under all these rocks there is nymphs. Trout are always feeding on nymphs. And that's why I like these striped tiger nymphs, because there's something that's occurring naturally most of the year. Now today I'm going to bulk it up and make it even better by rubbing some of the new striped tiger trout oil on the soft plastic. Now this is very, very strong smelling scent. I'll put it on my fingers, I'll rub it on the line a little bit near the hook, I'll rub it all over the nymph, on the tail. Look how shiny it is. That is an oil-based scent. And the oil-based means that it doesn't wash off as quickly as a lot of other lure scents. And that reminds me of pizza with garlic bread. Because it's very strong scented. It's got a strong garlic scent. So I'm in a section of water that doesn't see much fishing pressure because it's quite hard work to get into. I'm using a very, very natural looking lure and I'm making it smell nice and strong. What could possibly go wrong? Seriously. Let's go and give it a crack. I tell you what, something went wrong the other night, folks. I went out for tea with a group of cannibals and I got there half an hour late, so they gave me the cold shoulder. Break the golden rule of trout fishing here and cast downstream and work the lure back up. That's a better cast. That's in the zone. Here comes one. Got him. That worked a treat. I don't like to fish downstream like that. Gee whiz, he's wrapped me around all them branches and he's out now. I don't like fishing downstream like that, but sometimes you don't have a choice. I'll wet my hand. There you go, buddy. What have you done here? You've got it wrapped around your face, wrapped around everything. You've actually... a hell of a mess. There it is. There we go. We're getting there, mate. You've wrapped himself around everything. He is a lovely little brown trout from a stream. There you go, mate. I caught him casting down. Now look at the tangle I've got in my line here. What I'm going to do is have a big long cast like that and get that tangle out. Now I don't like casting downstream, but I only just got in there and I'm going to work my way up. But I thought before I walk up I might just come and have a crack at these pools, so I had to come downstream. It was a case of have to, and by doing it very, very slowly and cautiously, it paid off. And I tell you what, it paid off so well that I'm going to see if I can do it again down here. Walking downstream on a hole. This is the #1 golden rule of trout fishing that you don't break. I'm not just breaking the rules here, folks, I'm breaking the golden rules. This is the biggest no-no. But I'm here, I've walked in and I've got a touch, and again, got him. Oh, gee, he was a nice trout. Wow. He hit it twice and never hooked up. Got him. Yeah, it's a rainbow this one, I think. Look at that nice little rainbow. I wet my hands. Look at that, eh? What a ripper. He's only young. Oh, gee, settle down. The old rainbows flap a lot more than the browns. He's only young, and you can see he's still got his par markings along there, and he's actually just dropping a heap of milk, which tells me that he could still be spawning. Wow. It's late in spring. It's late in September. It's hard to believe that he could be spawning. But anyway, mate, you can tell there's a young fish by the par markings. You go back there, and I'm sorry if I interrupted you doing something that I don't get to do very often these days. Now that trout, that's sort of blown me away a little bit. I do know that rainbows spawn later in the season than browns, but I can honestly say I've never caught a rainbow that's been spawning this late in the season. That's just to see a trout drop milk or sperm or tadpoles in the last week of September is something very new to me. Considering the action I've had in the 10 or 15 minutes that I've been here. Got him. I knew there'd be one in there. I was going to say, considering the red hot action that I've had in the 10 or 15 minutes that I've been here. Come here, buddy. Just wetting my hand. Come here, mate. Settle, petal, and I'll unhook you. What a pretty little brown trout, eh? Look at that. Absolute gem. There you go, mate. They are climbing all over this striped tiger nymph. I wonder whether it's the lure scent that I put on. I wonder if that's what's making them go nuts. Right, now I'll work my way up. Here comes one. Take it, take it, take it. Got him. I paused it and let it sink, and he quickly grabbed it, so I struck. Wow, I reckon that lure scent's making a big difference here. I honestly do. Just the way he hit that then, he followed it cautiously. I paused it and let it stop and sit on that sand, and when it was stopped, he must have been able to smell it, and he's gone bang. Hook out as quick as I can, mate. Now look at that, off you go. Another lovely little brown trout. I am having a blast. Green trout. Here comes one. Oh, big one. Got him. Oh, nice fish. Look. Yeah. When I said big one, I actually thought he was a bit bigger than that, but he's still a lovely fish. He's jumping up on the bank for you, silly bugger. I was going to land him in the water, but he actually jumped up onto the bank. I'll give you a wash, mate. I can't hold you up to the camera like that. A lovely, what appears to be a hen rainbow trout. Absolutely pretty fish. Rightio. There you go, love. I'll take the hook out and you can go back in. Get there, slippery. I was planning on a bit more of a subtle release than that. Well, she's happy. She's up there, happy as 10 trout. Happy as a rainbow trout with a belly full of cockchafers. Oh, I got him, look. Tiny little rainbow trout. I'll just wet my hands. Look at the pretty colours on that. That warrants a photograph, I think. What a pretty fish. No, mate, I'll just put you back, mate. I'll just put you back. Hang on, buddy. I won't wait for it. Oops. Whoops. Oh, he's happy. I was going to release him better like the last 3 or 4. But it's so slippery. It's great to see small fish like that in the system. It's always good to see small fish in any system. Look at my nymph just coming through the water there. You wonder the fish are hitting it. Got him. I thought I had something fun. Oh, lovely rainbow. I couldn't see him. The glare on the water prevented me from seeing it, but I could see a bow wave. I'm thinking, I'm sure that's a bow wave. Look at that. That is an absolutely salubrious rainbow trout. Have a look at that. Nice and fat. Got a nice big fat gut on him. I'll just pop that out. Mate, you are absolutely beautiful. That is what trout fishing is all about. Catching wild trout up in the streams. Catch and release fishing is very, very important in these streams. These streams are not stocked with fish. They are not stocked by fisheries. They are wild, which is good in the sense that we're catching wild trout, not stockies. But sometimes a little bit of a top up would help. But I think the best outcome is that if people practice catch and release in these streams and head to the bigger lakes if they want to keep a feed of trout, that means that these streams will remain sustainable for a lot more fishing pressure than they get, and people can still keep a feed by going to a lake. That's the best possible outcome. Oh, there's a big swipe. Oh, and again. Oh, he's still followed it. I haven't seen the fish, but he looked like a nice size. There he is. I can see him in front of me there now. Let's see if I can just bob him. Yeah, I bobbed him. I was going to say, let's see if I can bob him. That's not the one. There must have been 2 fish. The other one was about 3 inches longer than that. I just lowered that there into the current. Hang on, mate. Hang on. Hang on. Just calm your farm. Oh, I'm having a ball on the rainbows today. I've got a few browns, but it's the rainbows that are really turning on the action. Hang on, mate. Oops. Oh, they're slippery. People are going to growl because of the way I'm releasing some of these fish, but I'm not even meaning to. They're just going slippery as a butcher's prick. Now, how's that? I saw the bigger fish that come down there then. Look, me striped tiger nymph starting to see a bit of wear and tear. It's just caught 7 or 8 trout in a row. I thought I'll just bob it in its face like that. And I did, and then sure enough, bang, straight away a fish grabbed it. But strangely enough, it wasn't the fish that I thought was going to grab it. The bigger fish, I don't know where he went. Rightio, folks, look at this obstacle across this creek here. That is just what I need to force me to turn around. I could bush bash through here and get in upstream a bit further, but I need to turn back because the sun's about to set. It's getting high up on these treetops here. It's getting late. My car, I reckon, is about 1 kilometre that way. So I'm going to make my way back through all that crap to my car. Unbelievable. Just a word of warning to any people going off track. Make sure you know your stuff. If you're not confident, don't do it. I'm very confident. I know where I am. I know where the nearest track is up there. I know which direction I'm facing. I've got a lot of experience in the bush. But if you're not 100% confident with what you're doing when you go into remote areas, then make sure you take someone with you, tell someone where you're going, or just don't go at all. Go somewhere where you feel safe. I'm not worried about the snakes. I enjoy snakes and reptiles and stuff. I've got decent gumboots on my feet to protect me from snake bite. I might get a leech on me. That won't kill me. If I walk that way far enough, I will find the track. Then I can walk back down the track to the other track where my car is. That means I've got to walk a bit further, but I know which way I've got to go. So I know where I am on the planet. If I go in there and I start walking around in circles and get lost, well then I'll get back to the creek and I know I'm going the wrong way and I'll start again. I know where I'm going. I've got a torch with me if I need it. So the environment is safe for me, and I feel quite confident that I'll get back to the car without any worries at all. Anyway, I have had an absolute pearler of a session. I've hiked in, I've probably only fished for an hour or a bit over, and I don't know what I've caught, 5, 6, 7 trout or something, I can't remember, all on the deadly striped tiger nymph, and I think the striped tiger lure scent was making a real difference, because I noticed some of the fish were following it at the start, but when I put the lure scent on, I could pause it, let it sit on the bottom, and the trout would grab it. So lure scent is something that is hard to define whether it works or not. The lure scent certainly worked today, but was it just a coincidence? Was it the fact that I'm in a more remote area, or was it the fact that I've got the right colour lure on? No one will ever know. But one thing I do know is that the lure scent didn't do me any, didn't cause me any problems. It either didn't work or it worked exceptionally well, and I will be using it again, because I just reckon that I got a funny feeling that lure scent has got something to do with the success of today. Thank you very much for watching, folks. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please make sure you subscribe so that you can see more videos. I've done a bit of filming today. I've got some more videos coming out over the next few days, and if I get lost on my way back to the car now and die, well, you probably won't get to see it anyway. Check this out. This is where you've got to be careful walking through the bush. See all the blood all over my arm? That's just from blackberries and just tree twigs and stuff, and there's a bit on this arm as well. That's fine, that's not a problem. But what happens when you're walking through damp sections of the bush, leeches climb up on the edges of these grasses, they get on the leaves, they could be on these gum leaves just here. They get on the bracken and they just latch straight on. Before you know it, you've got leeches up and down your arms. So if you scratch yourself out the bush, just be very careful that you don't get a little bloodsucker looking for a free feed. I tell you what, any leech that drinks my blood is going to end up with cholesterol problems.